The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Right now, we're following breaking news out of New Haven, where a fire forced nearly 24 people out of their home earlier today. We'll have their story in just a bit, but first, Connecticut saw a break when it came to the snow action today. But get ready for more as it's on the way tomorrow morning. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Annette Montgomery.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. It's not anything too crazy. We have to preface this. It's just going to be the timing. It's not going to be the best. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here to time things out for us. Rachel, I feel like we have to say that. Whoa, it's not going to be a whole lot. It's just going to be really not the best time.
Yeah, we can get through this. The problem is the timing makes it impactful, and it's a really tough call for superintendents because they had off a lot of kids from school yesterday, all kids yesterday. Today, many, again, had a full snow day, and now tomorrow we're looking at the possibility for some delays. Will they call closures? I'm glad I do not have to make that call, but we're going to see snow develop between 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning, and we could see a quick burst of it really whitening up the ground in a hurry, reducing visibility. So you may need some extra time, and if you have kids, make sure you have a plan B just in case. We're thinking 1 to 2 inches for most of the state, but again, this falls over a 3 to 5 hour window, so that's why it's more impactful, and there could be some higher amounts up to 2 to 3 inches in the hills. Here's a look at the radar, which is quiet right now, but this is a look at the disturbance that will approach. It doesn't look like much, and that's because it's going to be a quick little system that comes through, not a ton of moisture associated with it, but the timing is the bear. Here's a look at temperatures in the 20s to right around 30 degrees, and winds are still gusty, although improving. Heading into the day tomorrow, we begin in the 20s, but temperatures will head up near 40 as we head through the afternoon. That snow will come to an end. We'll take a closer look at this, plus what's coming down the pipeline coming up.
The Fox 61 Morning News will begin an hour earlier tomorrow, beginning at 4. Meteorologists Rachel Piscatelli and Matt Scott and our entire news team will bring you all the latest. They'll have live coverage right here on Fox 61 and on Fox 61 Plus. And remember, you can get the latest weather impact forecast, alerts, and live radar anytime by downloading Fox 61 Plus right now on your smart TV. A dramatic rescue played out in New Haven this morning as firefighters raced to save several people who were trapped inside a burning apartment building.
Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is now live in New Haven with how neighbors say those tense moments unfolded. Alicia.
The assistant fire chief tells me several people were hanging out of their windows and were trapped inside the building. He says they even had to use aerial ladders to rescue people from the 5th floor.
Flames were coming out. There was a bunch of smoke.
A.C. Christakis came outside to see the fire after smelling smoke.
There was like a couple people up in the window up there that were stuck, and they were like sticking their head out and like yelling for them.
Just before 11:30 in the morning, Greg Carroll, the acting assistant chief of the New Haven Fire Department, says they were called to this building on Chapel Street for a fire on the 3rd floor.
We had a large volume of fire venting out one window.
When they got here, he says several people were trapped inside.
Companies aggressively went inside the building, located victims on numerous floors, and we rescued several people through the interior stairwells and fire escapes.
Everyone in the building made it out safely and no injuries were reported, but he says several factors made fighting the fire challenging.
It's a tricky building in the area. It's a center staircase, no fire suppression equipment inside. There's no sprinklers.
Firefighters got to the scene within 4 minutes. Christakis says they're thankful the response from firefighters was so fast.
They got on it pretty fast though. Like they got in there and they like were putting it all out. Like there's like probably like 100 firefighters here.
The assistant fire chief says the building is not a total loss, but it will take some time before people can move back in. The fire marshal is investigating the cause of this fire. Live in New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Well, a West Hartford teen died today following a shooting over the weekend. Police say 17-year-old Camden Siegel was shot early Sunday morning near Annucella Street in Hartford. Officers say Siegel was unresponsive when he was taken to the hospital. Police tell us another man in his 20s was also shot, and he's in critical condition but stable. At this time, there's no word on a possible suspect or what led up to the shooting. West Hartford Public Schools says Siegel was an honor roll senior at Hall High School school. They say he was the sweetest soul who moved through life with kindness and intention. Funeral plans are scheduled for Thursday.
The Inspector General is working to determine if Hartford police officers were justified in shooting and killing a man who was in a mental health crisis. State officials released their early report and body cam footage from last week's shooting, which chose to mute and stop the video at certain points because it is graphic. Last Thursday morning, a family member of Everard Walker called for help, saying Walker was experiencing a severe mental health crisis. Hartford police and mental health professionals responded to Whitney Manor Apartments on Capitol Avenue. The report says officers tried to go into the apartment but then left because they were worried Walker might throw a pot of boiling water on them. This is when the incident escalated. This is Officer Alexander Clifford's body camera video. Video shows police re-entering and then things turned physical between officers, Walker, and his 2 adult children. At one point, Walker is seen holding a knife. In the video, you can hear police order him to drop the knife at least twice. Then Officer Clifford fires 4 shots. The Inspector General says Walker appeared ready to stab Officer Giovanni Rivera, who had fallen backwards. So this is Officer Rivera's perspective. You can see Officer Rivera in the struggle and then fall back. Video shows Walker in front of him with a knife. Walker's daughter was also recording all this with her iPad. You can see the knife in Walker's hand from that perspective. The chief medical examiner determined his death as a homicide. He died from gunshot wounds to the torso, neck, and right arm. We don't know how long it will take for the investigation to be complete. You'll find more coverage on all these breaking news stories on our free Fox 61 News app. Use the QR code right there on your screen to download it or go to fox61.com 24/7.
Happening right now, people are now gathered in Norwich to protest the city manager and fire chief. This all stems from the recent announcement that operations at the Yantic Volunteer Firehouse are suspended. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi joins us live at the rally. Valerie.
Yes, the support for the Yantic Fire Department continues, and members of the community are gathering here today on West Main Street to demand the city's manager and the fire chief to resign. And if you can see right behind me, I mean, people are still signing the petition and holding signs telling me all they want is justice. And it all started with 2 weeks ago when the city forced the Yantic Fire Department to shut down their operations. And at the same time, they're still coming out here to demand the city's manager and the fire chief to step down. The city's decision has sparked questions about transparency, public safety, and potential costs to taxpayers. Now, Norwich city manager describes the suspension as unfortunate but necessary. Now, it remains unclear when city officials and the Yantic leadership will return to the negotiating table, but for the time being, all emergency responses in the Yantic area are being covered by the Norwich Fire Department. We spoke to several more people, but we'll have more of that coming up tonight at 7. For now, reporting live in Norwich, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Valerie. A Vernon man was hit and killed last night after being hit by a tractor trailer while he was cleaning snow off of his car. Troopers were called to I-90 West in Hopkinton, Massachusetts around 11:15 last night. They say 35-year-old Patrick Sarpong was rushed to the hospital where he later died.
State police say a man has died after a ratchet strap snapped and hit him in the head yesterday. This was in Hebron. West Hartford Firefighters Association posted this photo of Shane Albert, as he's the son of its former deputy chief, Keith Albert. They say he grew up around the firehouse, and his kindness, warmth, and compassion touched many lives inside and outside its walls.
Plainfield police say a man shot and killed his terminally ill wife before turning the gun on himself. It happened around 7 last night on Kate Downing Road. Police say John Ezel called 911 and said his wife was suffering from terminal cancer and he planned to take her life and then his. Ezel also told police he would leave the doors open for them. Investigators say they found him and his wife Christine with apparent gunshot wounds. The 62-year-olds were pronounced dead in their home. Police say they did find a gun inside. The chief medical examiner is now conducting an autopsy.